right, you're ready to set goals. I can see it. I can feel it. You are ready to set some goals to get you to your vision for 2022, but you're thinking, what's a goal? Like, how do you write a goal? And you know what? I'm so glad you asked, because there are certain variables that make a goal by definition. And it differentiates what a goal is from a dream or a wish or just a nice idea that you hope happens and then never happens because you know what? It didn't become a goal. Let me give you some examples. Someone might say, I want to lose weight. That's a nice idea. That's not a goal. I want to grow my business. Cool. Not a goal. Someone might think, I want to advance in my career. That sounds lovely. None of those are goals. So what I want to do before we move on is I want to specifically give you the variables that make a goal a goal. By definition, if it doesn't have these things, it's not a goal. So you want to take your ideas, take your dreams, your wishes, your prayers, put these different elements into it in order to make it a goal. Let's walk through what these are. Number one, it needs to be specific. So I want to grow my business. A great question to ask yourself is how? How do you want to grow your business? By Facebook followers, by top line revenue, by your personal income, by the amount of clients that you serve, by the amount of team members that you have, by the amount of locations that you have. There's 6 ways to grow right there. And there's a ton more. So you need to be specific in how you want to grow your business. If it's another area, like let's say you want to advance in your career. I want to advance my career. Okay, how? In what specific department or what specific path or what specific level or title or area of responsibility? When you ask yourself how, it helps you think about this dream or this idea with more clarity, put some specificity to it, and then you know exactly what you're working toward. So the first variable this idea needs to have to be a goal is it needs to be specific. The second is it needs to be measurable. You need to have some way to measure whether or not you reach the goal or not and how you're tracking along the way. So if I just said, I want to run, well, that's nice, but that is not specific and it's definitely not measurable. How much do I want to run? Well, a full marathon is 26.2 miles. That is measurable. You want to grow your business. Okay, let's say that you want to grow your business by top line revenue. Okay, now you've added a specific variable to it. The next question to ask yourself to make it measurable is by how much? By how much? How much do you want to grow it in top line revenue? Or how much do you want to grow your Facebook followers? Or how much do you want to grow your email list? Maybe if you're thinking about growing in your career, you not only pick the industry or the division you want to be in, but what specific title, what specific level, what specific size team. You put some measurable metrics around this so that you can know if you're hitting it or not, and you can track your progress along the way. I want to lose weight. Okay, how much? How much weight do you want to lose? I want to grow my muscle. Okay, by how much? How are you going to measure whether or not you've increased your muscle or not? And so when you not only make it specific, but make it measurable, now you know what you're working on and you know whether or not you're on track to get there. So goals need to be specific and measurable. Add these elements to your idea to make sure you know what you're supposed to do to make them happen. But the third thing is really important, and I don't want to miss this, a time limit. They need to have a time limit. When do you want this to happen by? By December of 2022? By June of next year? Maybe just the first quarter? What are the elements of this goal that play into the vision for next year? Some of them might be time sensitive, so they naturally have a built-in deadline. Like you might think, I want to run the St. Jude marathon. Well, that is December something of 2022. So it naturally has a built-in deadline because there's a date for that. But if you want to lose weight, how much by when? If you want to grow in your career or grow your business, how much by when? So when you make it specific and make it measurable and give it a time limit, now you have a goal. You know what you're working on, you know whether or not you're on track, and you know when you want to hit it by. And of course, if things change next year, and they will, you can reassess your goal. You can change your metrics, you can change the goal, you can change the timeline, you can move it up, move it back. You can move things around. This is your life. I just want to help you think through what your goals are so that you have a starting point to begin to work on them. So you're moving in the direction of your vision. So your goals need to be specific, measurable, and have a time limit. But let me give you a couple more things that are just going to set you up for success, okay? One thing you need to think about as you're setting your goals is you need to make sure this goal is yours. Yeah, yours. Not your husband's, not your mother's, not your friends, not your sister's. This goal needs to be yours because here is the truth. If you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it. This needs to be a goal moving you toward a vision that you want. And of course, you can and should collaborate with your spouse and your family on what that looks like and how that plays into everyone's lives and calendars next year. You share your life with these other people. But if you're not on board with it, you're not going to do it. If you're doing something because you feel peer pressure to, or because Instagram defines a good mom this way, or because someone made you feel bad about how you look or the position you have, or you're comparing your business to someone else's, none of those are good reasons to set a goal around that. You're only going to do the work. You're only going to make the sacrifice and make the change to work on this goal and move towards your vision if you want it. Is this goal yours? Is this conviction in your spirit that you want it? Let me tell you something. Seminary is hard. It is complicated reading where I've never felt more dumb, words I don't understand. I need a dictionary to read the stinking book. It's a lot of hours, a lot of discussion posts, a lot of keeping up with the work in the middle of my busy life. If I didn't want to do that, I wouldn't do it. I'd make excuses and I'd give up. But it's something I wanted. In fact, I wanted it so much that I'm willing to do the work even though most people around me think I'm crazy. Yes, people are supportive. They're like, good for you. What is she doing? You know what? Because that goal is mine, it is something I felt God called me to. The conviction is so deep within me. I'm willing to do the work, to work on that goal, to move in the direction of that vision. It has to be yours if you're going to do it. Make sure as you're writing out your plans for next year, as you're casting your vision and even setting goals and mile markers and micro goals along the way, that these are things that you want. These are things that you really want, moving you in the direction that you really want to go in if you're going to make it work. And then a very important quality in setting goals is putting it in writing. So they need to be specific, measurable, and have a time limit. They need to be yours and they need to be in writing. Y'all, research shows that you are 42% more likely to achieve a goal if you simply write it down. That's it. Write it down on paper. There is something powerful about getting ideas out of our head and into the real world on paper. You can put it on your phone, but I'll tell you, there's even research that backs this up. It's even more powerful if you put it in your handwriting. I don't care if it's on a napkin, a sticky note, a notepad, but when you put it in writing in your handwriting, it takes on a new level of power, of accountability. You begin to think about how this is possible and you begin to take ownership of it in a new way. So goals, if they're going to be real goals that move you in the direction of this real vision for next year, they need to be specific, measurable, and have a time limit. They need to be yours. You need to actually want to do this, and they need to be in writing. And y'all, this is the exact reason that I created my 2022 goal planner. This is the tool to help you do the things you're identifying that you want to do next year. This is the way that you write them down. And here's what's really cool. In the planner, every single quarter, so in April, at the end of the summer, and again in the fall, I give you a check-in to help you assess and reassess, hey, those goals that you set back in January, are they still right? Does something need to change? Has something changed in your life that you want to reassess that, set a new goal, maybe change your existing goal? Your life can and will change. And when you have a tool to help you stay on track with what's right now, to move in the direction of your vision, even if that changes slightly, that is pretty powerful. You can pick up your copy of the 2022 Goal Planner at RamseySolutions.com today, and you can get on track with your goals for the new year.